Welcome back to Sarita's garden. So we've had a lot of rain lately. It is Wednesday, July 5th, and while it may not be interesting to all of you, I am definitely in the midst of a thick learning crisis, learning opportunity about what part of our property is wet and lower and what part of our property is higher and drier, and also continuing to learn the plants that live in each of those areas. So interesting, I wanted to just start with this one, which is the pigeon pea. You can see how this pigeon pea is incredibly sad from the rain. We had 1.9 inches the day before yesterday and many inches in the week past. This pigeon pea on the left is not as affected, and this one is. Now it does have different kind of stalk thickness. This one is more established and thicker. I don't know if the roots are deeper and are just really taken on, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but just interesting to see how some plants are affected and some plants are not. So this area on the front side of the bed seems to be just slightly higher and drier, and the opposite side of the bed is lower and wetter, and you see how sad the papaya is there. One thing that's kind of cool is continuing to watch this cowpea grow. This is the Mavuno cowpea, and I just remulched in this bed today, trying to just kind of bring up the height. And I mean, this is Florida and it is a swamp, and the mulch is just gonna continue to settle and sink down into the ground. But moringa here didn't like the wet weather. You can see some of the yellowing of the leaves, but it looks like it's recovering. Okinawa spinach also did not like that, care for that at all. This one is not looking as bad. You do still see the brown leaves there, but a little bit more hardy of a plant and not maybe quite as affected. So papaya has undergone this stressful event several times so far this summer, and you know, I'm not going to rip it out yet because I don't have anything else to put in there, but it's definitely not the right place. It's too wet. And here's the other cowpea over here, not looking as good as the cowpea that I showed you prior, and this one is lower. This is a wetter area. There's definitely lots of squishy water here. Banana's doing great. Super happy, loving all the water. And so yesterday I did come through the whole property and trimmed out all the pups of the bananas to leave one standing to encourage that one to grow first and fruit. So that's just a little update and continuing to learn about the property. You know, I probably wouldn't do it any other way in terms of experimenting and learning. People do say it's good to observe your property for a year before you start planting. And while I think that is definitely good advice, I also think there's nothing wrong with trying and learning through observation. I kind of think that is, I mean, it's a really, right, when you learn through experience, you really learn it. You don't forget it. And the other benefit of having all this rain lately is we've had amazing birds coming into our property. We've had a juvenile little blue heron the last 3 days, and we've had black-bellied whistling ducks, and you can see all that water over there. That's our lowest spot. That's our temporary pond. And what's cool is that we did drag all the brush over there to just kind of have a place to break down, but it kind of created this little island that the birds are loving. So they're walking on the brush and they're feeding in through the little pockets of the palm fronds and eating the tadpoles that are exploding in there with the standing water for several days that we've had. Yesterday we had a green heron, so cute. He was in this, in the pond on the edges and feeding and walking around, and that was really cool to watch. So it's not all bad, all the water. It's just an excess of water that we are not used to, and we're learning how to grow with it. Thanks so much for watching Sarita's Garden. See you next time.